Narcissists always betray you in the end. 6 signs a narcissist is cheating on you behind your back. It's nearly impossible to find out what a narcissist is doing behind your back, but they're chronic cheaters. They give off hints, but not in a way that screams, something is wrong here. They'll make you believe you're insane, making it up, or worst of all, cheating on you by destroying or altering any evidence to the contrary. How then can you tell if a narcissist is unfaithful to you? Let's take this episode to study these indicators. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to tell you 6 telltale signs that your narcissist may be cheating on you, and we'll go over them in this episode. If that piques your interest, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to keep up to date on everything that happens and the newest updates to this channel. At the beginning of their relationship, they express their strong disapproval of dishonesty and blatant deception. The implication is that they are the polar opposite of what they claim to be. Lots of what they say centers on how much they despise liars. Their ex-partner's infidelity is a common topic of conversation. You feel obligated to help them if you paint yourself as the hero and they as the victim. Then they go on and on about it, leading you to conclude, no, this person is very loyal. No way they would do such an act. They are already plotting ways to manipulate you into giving in to their desires so that they can cheat on you later. In other words, they want you to believe that this person is incapable of making such a decision. Due to their lack of interest, they will never take that road. That's not what their faith teaches them. That's not how they are, and saying so insults their character. They are far too morally upstanding to ever do something so wrong. You may not realize it, but they are actually preparing you for the same thing. You can't keep thinking the same way after encountering them. Suppose you later find out something you can prove about them. In that case, they will obviously deny it because the premise has already been set. Since I am not a cheater, I stayed with you. If I were a liar, I wouldn't be liked, so I wouldn't be won. So, what does this lead to exactly? What you're saying isn't true. It's all in your head, or you're cheating on me at the moment and putting the blame on me so you can get away with it. Secondly, they are notorious for last-minute plan changes, disappearing for days at a time, and rarely making contact. When a narcissistic partner is unfaithful, they will often start seeing someone else. If they aren't loyal to you, they may hire an escort or be with someone else and do all the things they know they shouldn't, like having sex, going out, and treating them like their partner, the only one. Unfortunately, such fidelity no longer exists. You are effectively non-existent in this state of affairs, and everything is done in conjunction with them. A narcissist makes for an excellent prey, but a terrible host. They make do with whatever resources they have at hand. When it's no longer convenient, they stop thinking about it. Narcissists don't care or even remember you. They don't consider the potential consequences of this person finding out about my actions. We can only imagine their reaction. What kind of pain could they possibly feel if they discovered I was cheating on them? All of that is completely irrelevant to them. They have no interest in the topic whatsoever. This is the present moment where everything is occurring. They're in it for the work. They love what they do, and they couldn't care less about you. From this, you probably don't hear from them for a few days, but then you get a call, or they show back up, and you find out that they were in an accident or that something terrible happened to them, and that's why they had to cut you off. They turned that empathy into an instrument of deception, using it to shield themselves from blame while enjoying the fruits of others' goodwill. Third, they tend to disregard their sexual health and deny experiencing any issues. However, you continue to contract STIs and STDs due to their dishonest behavior. You see a doctor because you're not feeling well, and the doctor diagnoses you with sexually transmitted diseases. However, whenever you bring it up in conversation, they immediately change the subject, claiming that you cheated on them because they were so loyal to you. Consequently, you contract an STD, leading you to question your sanity and shame. This is because they will try to use the fact that you have a sexually transmitted infection, STI, to make you feel guilty about cheating on them, even though you know you're not. All along, you've put this person's needs before your own. You've been nothing but loyal to your spouse. You can thank them for the fact that you haven't broken the rules. However, they flipped the script and made you believe that you were to blame for this in the marriage because of your lack of loyalty. If you haven't already, I recommend checking out DRVO, an acronym for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. Swapping the positions of the wrongdoer and the victim. This is what they do. They mimic your actions and then accuse you of engaging in the same behavior when in reality, they are the ones engaging in it. They'll play the victim card and point the finger at you. What you're about to hear is insane and will drive you completely bonkers. What happened to you? Feel free to share your experience with this in the comments section to help others. Number 4, they might alter their sexual behavior. The narcissist may want more sex. Furthermore, there might be alternative sexual postures to explore and practice. After all, preparation for the arrival of fresh supply is essential. The inverse could also be true. They have no interest in trying anything new sexually. They may begin withholding information permanently. They might want to experiment with new positions or increase their sexual activity. Before this, however, it was nothing. As soon as they stopped providing it, they began acting differently. Then you begin to seriously question everything. Is this a sign of their affection? They have come to terms with the reality of their partnership and understand the importance of paying attention. Or is there something else happening that you can't see? They bait you with a false promise of information to keep you from investigating further. They bombing you so frequently makes you think they finally figured out who you are and everything's fine. You develop a stronger connection to them after a traumatic experience, and you may even begin to believe that they have altered their personality as a result. In reality, you're just helping them get used to their new sexual positions so they can use it on another supply. If they want to impress this person, they need to increase their sexual activity. So that they can win their hearts, they plan to be charming and offer them an exciting sexual experience they've never had before. You can't miss the point if you don't understand this. And after a certain number of repetitions, they learn to hold it in. And that's when the questions about what just happened to begin. Is there a mistake I made? Did I do something out of the ordinary? In other words, what's going on here? And what do you expect to happen if you approach them and try and have a conversation? The narcissist has blamed you for this, apparently. You've lost your sexual appeal, so they say. There has been some sort of physical transformation on your part, and that's exactly what's transpired. I gave up on you because of these problems. When in reality, they couldn't care less about you and are completely smitten with this other person. Since they only needed you for one purpose, objectification occurred. Now that they're done with you, they abandon you as useless. Number 5. They might alter their personal hygiene routine. They begin to take much better care of themselves than before, become fixated on their appearance, and pretend to be much younger than they actually are. There's nothing wrong, of course, with grooming and caring for one's appearance. This, however, causes the narcissist to become excessively concerned with their physical appearance, including their weight, physical characteristics, and how others perceive them. They appear to be constantly preoccupied with their appearance, as evidenced by their preoccupation with looking at themselves in a mirror. They need to have perfect hair, weight, lips, a well-lifted face, and no wrinkles or other signs of aging. This is completely insane. It reminds me of body dysmorphia. Like a switch is flipped, and they become this person suffering from body dysmorphia. For the sole purpose of winning this person over, narcissists keep meticulous food diaries and measure every gram of fat and gram of protein they consume. This trait already exists if a person is a somatic or sexual narcissist. They would have to deal with it because it is part of their history, but it is only getting worse. It seems that their sole motivation for going crazy with that look is to make a potential romantic interest swoon over their charm or good looks. The other thing is that they have an inflated sense of their own youth, which is both hilarious and insane. They look like they're in their 20s, even though they're well into their 50s. This is strange, weird, and not okay just because it's funny. For instance, you can't possibly be in your 20s if you look like you're in your 50s. They refuse to accept life and the aging process because doing so would force them to acknowledge their diminishing physical and mental abilities and lack of charisma. For some reason, narcissists have convinced themselves that they are much younger than they actually are. However, no matter what they try, it never materializes. It's still a pattern, even if they resort to plastic surgery, facelifts, and other drastic measures. Did you experience this? Did your narcissistic partner display this behavior? Do you fall into this category? If so, please share your experience with us below. And sixth, they claim their ex's spouses are jealous and spreading rumors of cheating to get back at them. They have no chance of rebutting your claims when you have them in your sights with undeniable evidence. That's a fact that they can't possibly deny, as it is too obvious and compelling. They did a twist once more, though. A narcissist might say, well, it was my ex. This nutjob of an ex-boyfriend just wouldn't leave me alone. Not only that, but she has edited these pictures while I haven't. This is not someone I've ever dated. Incomprehensible to me. The truth of the matter is that they made it up. They start crying to make you feel sorry for them, entering the victimhood cycle, saying something like, I'm a horrible human being. No one likes me, and everyone wants to cause trouble for me. I'm trapped, and there's nowhere to go. I don't know how to get away or where to hide. They act irrationally in order to hide from the wrongdoing they've committed and the consequences they deserve. And if you're a softie, you might be taken in once or twice. You may have been fooled at first, but in the end, you'll see the truth for what it is. If you're like me, you've probably thought, well, maybe they didn't do anything. Perhaps their ex is making up all of these allegations and conspiracies against them. Perhaps they are not as terrible as they first appear. It could be fabricated. And so, you gaslight yourself in retaliation for the gaslighting you received from the other party. Narcissists make you doubt your own senses and convince you that these tales are fiction. This is just more hate speech from the haters, because in the minds of narcissists, everyone is out to get them. Narcissists fear that everyone they meet will try to hurt them, but the reality is that they are the ones who are always trying to hurt others. In conclusion, these are the most obvious signs of narcissists cheating on you. What to look out for and the strategies employed by a disloyal narcissist. Just let me know if you found this episode to be engaging or not. Leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself until then, and have a nice day.